Hello, welcome to Cabinet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present it. The top stories in the news tonight. The UPND justifies President Hichilema's foreign trips amid poor economic growth. The Socialist Party condemns the attack on EFF leader Kasonda Mwenda by UPND cadres. The women's movement unhappy with minimal sentence slapped on a GBV perpetrator. In international news, voting in Egypt's presidential election enters final day. And in sports news, a Turkish football club president has been arrested after punching a referee. These are more stories coming up shortly.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, fourth close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Now the Cabinet Television Main News in detail. Some traders whose stores were demolished in Kamwala near the Universal Church are stranded after losing all their goods in the process. The traders who spoke on condition of anonymity say they have been to the Civic Center where they were told their goods were secured but could not locate anything. Meanwhile, Kabata Member of Parliament Andrew Tayengwa has advised the city fathers to be more proactive in engaging traders and like taking impromptu action against their source of income. More in this report.
On 3 December 2023, the Lusaka City Council demolished more than 100 makeshift structures in Kamwala area near Universal Church. According to Lusaka City Council Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba, the structures were constructed without permission from the local authority, further warning that no illegality will be tolerated in the city.
Illegal construction of buildings in this city is one of the major challenges that the local authority is facing. And we would like to appeal to residents that they should take interest in ensuring that whenever they are coming up with a building or rather erecting a building, they should engage the local authority.
However, some affected traders who demanded anonymity are not happy with the fact that the council watched them erect structures and only to demolish them when they were completed. They feel the council should have engaged them before erecting the structures and before demolishing them so that they would have secured their goods, which they have lost in the process. The affected traders told this reporter that they have trekked to the Civic Center to look for their goods, but to no avail.
Wa council wale muna tuleyamba okushitisha tagala ndirepo efidifyonse after twakula palinda namasana eshangirepo eshingi after twakula elo balisa batutobera so kubuteko kutibwa kwato okulolesha apo kumulanda okoti linda namashaona ikyapa shamatirio shitwale chitana katundu imbi yatwaimona nokuyimona po yali lubaso chabe. So tuli affected sana. Twalile ku Civic Center bambi katundu tatwa imweni. But balanda katundu onseli kwisa Civic Center. So buteko butulolekeshepo nga matreaters fe bali kuna.
Kaise mbolo semezwana kamba kuti bana katundu wonse bachite bwanje bachose mutipolo kwanya sembe tunacho samo katundu. So ine banzanga bena katundu anaipeza but ne katundu yanga yonse kupeme na peza po lemozi. So hapa ningala che kunyumba hapa ninikale kunyumba ndemwe nezo sungia na bana wamene muja. Nje mwenezo kunsa na bana wamene muja muri katundu yamene jamene nasoba. So anipemba kuti bakanso at least banuze kwa mene kuli katundu yanga. Survivor ndiye tebo yanga baso ninikale dibechi chose dibeka. Kandi yenze kaya kuti tunaziwe pasada ndiye panda pesa kati na waoda katundu ero wabwera kuno pesa katundu yonse kulipe. Waenda ukanso wapeza futi kulipe. so anapoyambira nilibo lokoini nilibe yakuti kapani ngapezike kutina utafutika tu na boefaka.
Efforts to get the other side of the story from the Lusaka City Council were unsuccessful as the public relations team promised to get back to this reporter but could not by broadcast time. Meanwhile, Kawata Member of Parliament Andrew Taengwa has advised the local authority not to wait for illegal structures to be completed but rather stop them as they take shape.
What we saw at Universal Church, I think also that we can blame it on Lusaka City Council, who should have acted before these people started building. Even in Kawata, when we see something that is wrong, we don't hesitate to involve Lusaka City Council. Just a few days ago, we saw some people that had actually gathered at the Chilenges cemetery where they wanted to start sharing the road reserve. Immediately when I heard that, I came in and stopped them because we do not want to encourage people doing some illegal activities. So the first thing that the council should be doing is to be proactive. Let them move on site. Check wherever there are illegal structures being erected, not only in markets but also even in residential areas.
For the affected traders, theirs is a prayer that the source of livelihood which they have lost will be replaced soonest. Vincent Piri for Community TV News, Lusaka.
The non-governmental gender organizations coordinating council has expressed disappointment over the 1-year 2 months jail sentence handed to a Matero man for assaulting his wife. The Lusaka magistrate Monday handed Buxton Danga a 14-month sentence for occasioning actual bodily harm on his wife, an incident which was captured on video. Reacting to the sentencing, NGOCC Executive Director Annie Adamela says the sentencing is too short to deter would-be offenders from engaging in the vice. More in this report.
The sentencing of Lusaka's Matero 56-year-old Buxton Ndanga to 1 year 2 months in prison for assaulting his wife has not sat well with the women movement in the country. In August, Mr. Ndanga became infamous as a video of him battering his wife went viral on social media. Reacting to the sentencing, non-governmental gender organizations coordinating council NGOCC Executive Director Annie Anamela has described the sentencing as disappointing.
As NGOCC, we find that sentence very, very disappointing because we think that until and unless we ensure that those that perpetrate GBV receive sentences that can deter other people, we will continue to see GBV escalate with impunity.
Speaking in an interview with Cabinet News Tuesday afternoon, Ms. Anamela says there is need to stiffen punishment of GBV-related crimes.
What we would like to see as NGOCC is a stiffening of the penalties that relate to gender-based violence. We know that at the moment rape has a stiff penalty of a minimum of 25 years. But anything related to gender-based violence needs to have penalties stiffened so that perpetrators are discouraged from carrying on with this vice.
For Cabinet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
The Media Liaison Committee has condemned the harassment of journalists in Kitwe by the police during an Economic Freedom Fighters EFF press briefing on Monday, December 11. Committee Chairperson Ernest Chanda has called on Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbo to term his officers. Here's a report.
In the world of today, media has become as necessary as food and clothing as it plays a significant role in strengthening society and shaping lives. According to a survey by JSTOR, the independent media in Zambia is weak due to a hostile political and legal environment. Among other factors, the country has recorded isolated cases of harassment of journalists, and this has concerned stakeholders like Media Institute of Southern Africa, MISA Zambia. In a statement, MISA Zambia chairperson Lauren Chisanga has advised the police to treat the media as a stakeholder in the nation's development, and that all government leaders, police personnel, and political cadres must maintain freedom of expression and respect for the media. Media Liaison Committee chairperson Ernest Chanda has called on the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbo to term his officers and tell them the importance of having journalists operate under a free environment.
Do not know how the presence of journalists could be linked to politics. Why harass the messengers instead of dealing with the convenience of that press briefing? What was the problem with the journalists? Why did the police behave like that in Kitwe? We also appeal to the police command that they should tame their officers and sensitize them on how they should draw boundaries between their work and the work of journalists. We should not be treating each other like this. This is very bad. This is dictatorial. It's not good for democracy. And this is how dictatorship is bred. If this is not controlled by the powers that be, then we have very big worries, a lot of worries for the future that is coming, especially ahead of the 2026 elections.
Meanwhile, human rights activist Wesley Mianda has described the harassment of journalists by police as unfortunate.
The police were just supposed to approach the team to advise them not to go ahead and not to start harassing them, taking them to police, reaching the extent of confiscating cameras for our journalists. That is total harassment, which we don't expect, especially in Zambia, where we are preaching about, the rule of law, where we are preaching about, respecting and protecting fundamental human rights. It's unfortunate that we are still in the spirit of celebrating or commemorating the 75th, Universal Declaration of Human Rights anniversary.
On Monday, December 11, 2023, armed police officers from the Kitwe Crack Squad stormed into the Economic Freedom Fighters press briefing at an empty lodge and confiscated gadgets like cameras, as well as apprehended the journalists along with opposition party leadership, who were all released later. Vincent Piri for Community TV News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Socialist Party youths say Monday's attack by suspected United Party for National Development UPND cadres on Kasonde Mwenda justifies concerns of political cadre violence in the country. Speaking in an interview with Camnet News Tuesday afternoon, Party youth spokesperson Stanley Mugatsa says party leader Fred Membe and other opposition political party leaders have been attacked by cadres, hence Monday's attack came without surprise. But United Party for National Development UPND National Youth spokesperson Phineas Pumulo has, however, distanced the party from Mr. Mwenda's attack, stating that it was stage managed for propaganda purposes. On Monday, suspected UPND cadres attacked Economic Freedom Fighters leader Kasonde Mwenda and his entourage in Kitwe on the Copper Belt in an incident that was captured live on Facebook. More in this report.
Monday's attack by suspected United Party for National Development UPND cadres on Economic Freedom Fighters leader Kasonde Mwenda in Kitwe has been condemned. The alleged attack, which was recorded live on Facebook, comes on the backdrop of isolated similar instances, contrary to the government's pronouncement on the matter. Reacting to the incident, Socialist Party Youth spokesperson Stanley Mugatsa says the attack was obvious. Speaking in an interview with Camnet News, Mr. Mugatsa says several opposition political party leaders have been expressing concern over the increasing political cadre violence in the country.
We expected that this would be a thing of the past, but as we speak today, cadreism is rampant. It is all over. We in the opposition are being abused. We are being denied an opportunity to assemble and interact with the people. And sometimes even before you receive police officers to try and block you, you are met with harsh situations where cadres take charge and threaten you. Sometimes you are beaten.
The UPND youth leadership, through spokesperson Phineas Pumulo, has however labeled the alleged attack on Mr. Mwenda a staged propaganda aimed at gaining political mileage.
It's very unfortunate that the opposition, they did their own stage managed act and they're trying to blame that on UPND youths. The question that the Zambian people must ask the said opposition leader, how did he know, how did he identify that those were UPND cadres? This is what we have been talking about, that they have got no issues to tell the Zambian people. All they can do is played falsehood and propaganda.
Zambia police spokesperson Leah Monga Monday confirmed that Mr. Mwenda was apprehended by unknown people and taken to Riverside Police in Kitwe after he had earlier accompanied police to the station in connection to holding a press briefing without notifying the police. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
United Party for National Development, UPND Deputy Secretary General Gertrude Imenda says it is illogical for Forum for Democracy and Development leader Edith Nawakwe to condemn President Hichilema's foreign trips when they are beneficial to economic development. Recently, Ms. Nawakwe suggested that President Hakainde Hichilema is traveling too much like a butterfly, even at a time when the country is confronted with serious social and economic problems. The FDD leader contended that the cost of living is beyond the reach of many average citizens, double-digit inflation and a staggering kwacha, and so the head of state would have been spending more time to provide local solutions around enhancing agriculture productivity. But Missy Imenda is of the view that President Hichilema is traveling to solicit foreign direct investments, adding that soon the challenges affecting the country will be a thing of the past.
I'm not surprised that she's saying that. Let her wait and see. Because when these things are going to pay dividends, President Hakainde, when he's traveling, he meets investors, he meets cooperating partners, he meets business community and so on, so that investments can come to Zambia. Let me ask you a question. In the whole, you find that there's hunger. And you say, let me get this little money that we have. We have a choice. This little money that I have, I'm going to buy seed so that I can go and plant, so that in the future we will not continue this hunger. But some members of the family say, no, you're wasting money. We want that money, want to chew that, we have no food, want to chew. It's important to look at the future, what it's going to bring. Don't just look at this. What President Hakainde is doing is sowing so that in future Zambia can reap, can harvest economically and so on. So the economy that he inherited required that he has to travel. He is a marketing person. He's very intelligent. He knows how to impress the buyers as a marketing person.
A senior accountant at the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Morgan Mwanza, has told the Lusaka magistrate that former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo earned a gross salary of 5 million kwacha 52,318.99 ngwe from September 2016 to May 2021. Testifying before Magistrate Fides Hamaundu, the witness also disclosed that while serving as provincial minister for the period under review, about 3.8 million kwacha is the total earning which stemmed from travel benefits, settling allowances, among others. In this matter, former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo is jointly charged with his wife Nancy Manasseh, facing 10 counts of corrupt acquisition of public property, possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime, tax evasion and conspiracy to defraud. Here's a report.
A state witness from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning has testified before Lusaka Magistrate Fides Hamaundu that former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo earned a gross salary of 5,052,318 kwacha from September 2016 to May 2021. Morgan Mwanza, a senior accountant, told the court that, according to the schedule of earnings, he was requested to provide the earnings of the Lusaka Province Minister from 2016 to 2021. Mwanza testifies that the summary of the earnings of Mr. Lusambo was made available by accessing the Payroll Management and Establishment Control (PEMIC), which disclosed that the former Lusaka minister from May 2016 to September 2021 earned a gross salary of 5,052,318 kwacha, 109,6 69 kwacha as travel benefits, 1,020,000 as household loan, and 170,951 kwacha as settling allowance. When asked the total amount, the senior accountant disclosed that about 3.8 million kwacha was earned. But in cross-examination, when asked if the allowances Mr. Lusambo earned before he was transferred to Lusaka from Copperbelt province and his upkeep allowances were also indicated, the witness responded that he was not sure. When asked about the number of local and international trips the accused undertook between 2016 and 2021, the witness responded that he was not sure. Still in cross-examination, defense lawyer Akola Ka asked the witness if he agreed that the report had missing information and that the report did not take into account how the money was utilized by the accused. In response, the state witness agreed. In this matter, Mr. Lusambo and his wife pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of corrupt acquisition of public property, possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud. Trial in this matter continues on 20th and 22nd of February 2024. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Lusaka Magistrates Court has dismissed the case in which Opposition Patriotic Front faction Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda sought to privately prosecute Miles Sampa and Morgan Ngona against the offenses of perjury and forgery. Magistrate Keegan Litia ruled that the matter stands dismissed as the court could not overturn its earlier decision. However, lawyer of the complainant Jonas Zimba applied for the court to refer the matter to the Constitutional Court for interpretation. Counsel Zimba alleges that it will be difficult for his clients to have a fair trial when Mr. Sampa alleged that the Director of Public Prosecution Gilbert Perry is his friend. Details in this report.
The battle line has been set. Courts are now grounds for wrangles which have rocked the former ruling Patriotic Front. Lusaka Magistrate Keegan Litia has dismissed the earlier application made by PF Faction Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda on grounds that the court has gone through the law but there is no prescription to overturn the earlier decision. The decision of the court follows the DPP refusing to have the matter privately prosecuted. Meanwhile, defense lawyer Jonas Zimba made an application to refer the matter to the Constitutional Court, for the court did not have the authority to prosecute the matter. Mr. Zimba contends that the decision of the court stems from a letter under the hands of the DPP declining to grant consent, and argues that during debates in Parliament on 15th December 2023, Mr. Miles Sampa allegedly indicated that the DPP is his personal friend and lawyer. The lawyer questions whether it is proper and if his client will be guaranteed a fair trial for the DPP to act in the manner he did. Mr. Zimba submits that the DPP wrote a letter declining to grant consent in a matter involving private prosecution, and indicates that the first accused confirmed that the DPP is his personal friend and lawyer, which he alleges to be vexatious for the complainant to have a free and fair trial. In the last sitting, the defense lawyer asked the court to stay the proceedings and invite the DPP to prosecute the matter or enter and all the prosecute. But in a letter to Mr. Nakachinda's lawyer, the DPP declined to grant consent for private prosecution on grounds that there were currently civil proceedings in the Lusaka High Court bearing the same subject matter. In this matter, Miles Sampa and Morgan Ngona are facing 4 counts of perjury, attempting to commit an offense, and forgery. It is alleged that Miles Sampa on October 26, 2023, swore and filed an affidavit in the High Court purporting that he is president of the Patriotic Front, when in fact not. Other allegations are that Sampa on the same day swore and filed an affidavit in the High Court with an exhibit of a letter purporting that the said letter dated October 25, 2023 and delivered to the Registrar of Societies was issued by the Patriotic Front Secretary General, when in fact not. In count 3, whilst acting together with other persons unknown on October 25, 2023, the accused did attempt to change office bearers at the Registrar of Societies by presenting a list of the said office bearers when they had no authority. In count 4, Sampa and Ngona, whilst acting together with other persons unknown on October 25th this year, did make an alleged false document termed Minutes of the Extraordinary General Conference held on October 24, 2023, purporting that it was issued by the Patriotic Front, when in fact not. Magistrate Litia has adjourned the matter to Wednesday, 23rd December 2023. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Prisoner Reintegration Organization has underscored the need for the government through the Ministry of Home Affairs to support their proposal to establish a transit home for ex-inmates in the country. Organization Executive Director Derek Malumo has observed with concern that most ex-inmates are usually stranded upon being released from correctional facilities. He says the transit homes will help the ex-inmates to have shelter and food before they can be reintegrated into society. He says the transit home concept is key to ensuring the effective reintegration of ex-inmates in society.
Government, because in Africa it is not common to have transit homes or halfway houses, the way they actually call them in Europe. So we started this with our own resources, meager resources, but it is not sustaining because we started renting, and we have felt that let's apply for land in Chongwe to the Royal Highness Chieftainess Mukamambo Komesha. So we are still awaiting response, and we are now approaching government to say, government, can you come on board? Because we are there to complement efforts of government. Civil society organizations are there to complement efforts of government. So what we have done through the transit home thing is just to sell the idea to government, to say this is workable. What do we want to achieve? We don't want inmates to spend nights at intercity bus terminus, because they are stranded, they can't go home, there's no transport, they are scared to be attacked where they committed offenses. So this is why we are just selling this idea to government. Now government should be there now to coerce. They should be creative to say, come, tell us, what do you really want to do? Because we are there to just show a way. We are not going to sustain a transit home. This is why even Matero Aftercare Center, it was initiated by other people, but then government, the Ministry of Community Development came on board. It is sustaining. Then we have other people just come on to complement those efforts. Because with government, we are going to talk about a policy. So right now, we are still pushing to have a reintegration policy. We don't have a reintegration policy in the country. So once we have a reintegration policy in the country, we know that government will have clear guidance. How do we reintegrate ex-inmates into society?
We'll take a break. Join us for more news after this short break.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. We have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration, or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, 4th close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
We'll continue with the news. The Cotton Board of Zambia has underscored the need for collaboration to revamp and develop the cotton subsector in the country. Board Chairperson Raymond Mpundu says cotton production since 2012 has dropped from 275,000 metric tons to the preliminary projection of 2023 of 46,000 metric tons. Speaking on the sidelines of the Cotton Conference in Lusaka Tuesday morning, Mr. Mpundu says with support from the government, the board has embarked on sector engagement to unlock the sector.
So a solidarity with our partner organizations. We are working towards a cotton value chain that works for the benefit of all the Africans, so including the smallholder farmers, the originaries, and the international value chain. So it being a very international value chain, organizations such as Solidarity are working from as far as Europe up to the shores of Zambia.
The 12 farming season. The output was at 275,000 metric tons. Now came 2021. It collapsed to 21,000. It's just until now that the output has started to rise. This time around, which is this year, 2023, the output has risen to the preliminary figure of 46,000 metric tons. But it's not good enough. So what this conversation that we're engaged with under the stakeholder platform is to begin to elevate this sector so that it can begin to contribute significantly to the development of this country in terms of employment creation.
ZESCO Limited says it may take longer to render services to all customers affected by power outages in recent days owing to the large number of faults experienced. ZESCO Senior Manager Corporate Affairs Karisto Chitamfia says the company has experienced several faults on its distribution network in Lusaka, causing power supply interruption to parts of the city. Mr. Chitamfia says the faults are largely attributed to the extreme weather conditions and some isolated cases of vandalism. He adds that to resolve the faults and normalize power supply to its customers, the corporation has reinforced fault crews who are working round the clock.
ZESCO has experienced several faults on a distribution network. This means that a number of our customers in Lusaka have had no power. This is due to adverse weather conditions, especially the heavy downpour that we experienced in several parts of the capital. We would like to assure you that our teams are on the ground working round the clock to ensure that power is restored. And while this is happening, we just urge you to ensure that you treat every line as live, because power may be restored before the stated time. And for those that are experiencing fallen poles and lines that have fallen on the ground that are dangling there, please do not step on those lines. Barricade them and report to the nearest ZESCO center or using the numbers that you see on the screens. We would like to thank you for the cooperation, and we apologize for any inconvenience this might cause.
Government has officially launched the 2022-2026 Ministry of Agriculture Strategic Plan, which is anchored on creating a smart and value-centered ministry which contributes to ensuring food, nutrition and income security. Acting Minister of Agriculture Makoze Chikote, who officiated the launch, said the strategic plan is in line with the second National Agricultural Policy and the 8th National Development Plan, which President Hakainde Hichilema launched in September 2022. Mr. Chikote noted that despite the delay in the launch of the strategic plan, the Ministry of Agriculture has made significant progress in implementing some of the measures which are prioritized in the strategic plan. The minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to having an effective and well-resourced extension service delivery system to promote productivity and income for farmers. He disclosed that the ministry has, in the last 2 years, managed to procure motorbikes for extension officers in a bid to ease mobility and enhance operations. Cholera has broken out in Chilanga district, with a cumulative total cases recorded standing at 28, with 1 death by broadcast time. District Health Promotions Officer Geoffrey Zulu has confirmed. Currently, 4 patients aged between 11 and 24 are admitted in health centers, 1 in Midwest Namalombwe ward and 3 others are at Tubalange Mini Hospital in Kasupe. The District Health Promotions Officer disclosed that the affected areas include Chilanga, Namalombwe and Mondegwa wards in Chilanga. Mr. Zulu said sensitization programs on the waterborne disease have since started in Mount Makulu and will be conducted in the rest of the wards of the district as well. He has encouraged residents to observe and abide by laid-down primary health care guidelines such as washing hands after using the toilet, boiling drinking water or adding chlorine, among others. This is Camera Television Main News. We'll take a second and final break. We'll be back with international and sports news.
Introducing Darren B, a touch of class. Are you looking for the perfect place to elevate your style and glam up? Look no further. Darren B Touch of Class is your one-stop destination for hair and makeup transformation. Walk into Darren B and walk out feeling like a star. Your transformation starts here. Call us on 0772 870 588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049 213 to book your appointment today. Payments are made via mobile money or point-of-sale machine. Strictly no cash payments. We are located along Mossy Road in Ibex Hill, 4th close on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post. At Darren B, we pride ourselves on our team of dedicated and trained personnel ready to pamper both women and children. Darren B is open 7 days a week from 0720 hours to 1740 hours. From trendy hairstyles and stylish makeovers to flawless makeup, we do it all. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Rain Glow, your smart irrigation partner.
In our international news tonight, for the second consecutive day on Monday, 67 million Egyptians were called upon to choose their future president, a vote won by the outgoing Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, in power since he overthrew the Islamist Mohamed Morsi in 2013. This election, the third and last according to the constitution that Mr. Sisi, 69, is expected to win, comes at a time when war has been raging since October between Israel and the Palestinian Hamas in the Gaza Strip bordering Egypt, and when the most populous Arab country is caught up in the worst economic crisis in its history. More in international news.
4 popular Guinean media outlets have had their channels removed from the package of cable network Canal Plus. In Conakry, at the headquarters of private company Joma Media, the president of Model Party condemned Monday the move instructed by the authorities. You are the media. You are our scouts. You are also the interface between us, public opinion and the authorities. Therefore, accepting this muzzling is out of question. Accepting this harassment, accepting this sabotage is out of the question. I have described this as cowardly, because no reason justifies this attitude. What they want is to hide things, to do things without witnesses. It has nothing to do with national emergency or national security. The state-run media regulator instructed the removal of the channels from the Paris-based cable network, citing national security concern. Some observers fear a muzzling of media critical of the military authorities the channels now have to bear the economic impact of the state's decision. The government's announcement on social networks of the withdrawal of Joma, Evasion and Espace Media from the Canal Plus package of broadcasters is having serious impact on us because it simply slows down our production momentum, slows down our operations in the field, because we are losing clients that actually want to broadcast in these media outlets. The FIM FM newsroom remained empty on Monday. The airwaves of the station have been jammed. Private press organizations are divided on a strategy. Some have called for protestations, others are still open to discussing with the watchdog of the sector.
At least 100 elephants have died in Zimbabwe's biggest national park. Its waterholes have dried up, an international animal welfare group said on Monday. The International Fund for Animal Welfare said that an extended dry season has reduced once abundant waterholes to muddy puddles. In Hwange National Park, the park covers more than 14,600 square kilometers and is home to about 45,000 elephants. In September, Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority reported many animals moving from the national park to neighboring Botswana in search of water and food. In 2019, more than 200 elephants died in the southern African country, according to the body, who also confirmed that the phenomenon is recurring. Zimbabwe has around 100,000 elephants, the second largest population in the world, and almost double the capacity of its parks.
As Egypt's presidential election enters its third day, voters in the upscale Cairo district of Zamalek have voiced their frustration over the country's economic issues. Many there tasked the contenders for the presidency to prioritize this as the country grapples with its most severe financial crisis. Dealing with the high prices is extremely challenging. While I understand it's a global issue, there must be a solution. May God guide him, the incoming president, to find ways to alleviate these soaring prices. Safety is also a concern, especially the fear of potential demonstrations erupting. Moreover, safeguarding our borders and dealing with the war. Thankfully, we're not in a state of war, but we are really in a tricky situation right now. This election, where 4 candidates are running, including incumbent President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, also comes at a time when war has been raging since October between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip bordering Egypt. We're not a minor nation, we're a big country. It holds a significant position in the Middle East and on the international arena. Therefore, it should be in a far better state with improved economic, financial conditions and livelihood standards. We need to advance this nation. So, having a strong president is crucial to guide us through this crisis. We are currently facing a very serious situation. Voting ends Tuesday night and official results are expected on December 18. In the 2014 and 2018 presidential elections, President Sisi won with over 96% of the vote.
In sports news tonight, a Turkish football club president has been arrested after punching a referee following a top-flight match on Monday. MKE Ankara-Gucu president Faruk Koca ran onto the pitch and struck match football official Halil Umut Mela after his team conceded a 97th minute equalizer in a 1-0 draw with Seika Rizespor. Justice Minister Yilmaz Tunç said Koca and 2 others were formally arrested for injuring a public official. All Turkish League football has been suspended. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said the incident was totally unacceptable and violence had no place in our sport or society. Tunç said Koca and 2 others have been arrested after prosecutors took statements and the judicial control decision had been imposed on 3 other suspects. To end cabinet news, the top stories once again. The UPND justifies President Hichilema's foreign trips amid poor economic growth. The Socialist Party condemns the attack on EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda by UPND cadres. The women's movement unhappy with minimal sentence slapped on a GBV perpetrator. In international news, voting in Egypt's presidential election enters final day. And in sports news, Turkish football club president has been arrested after punching a referee. Our comment verse of the day is coming from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice, strive for full restoration, encourage one another, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. Thank you for watching Kamna Television News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.